Coming up, Michael Vick and the Falcons take on the Saints. It's an NFC South battle in the game of the week.
At the start of this season, no one knew what to expect from the Atlanta Falcons. They had gone from a playoff team in 2002 to a last-place team in 2003. They had a rookie head coach in Jim Mora. They had a new defensive coordinator in Ed Donatel. They had one franchise player, Michael Vick. And even he was a question mark. He was going to be working in a whole new system, a West Coast offense that really didn't seem like a fit for his wide-open, freewheeling style. A lot of questions. And through 12 weeks of this season, the Falcons have had all the right answers. Now, Michael Vick's had his ups and downs, and the defense had a very long day in Kansas City. But right now, there's only one team in the NFC with a better record, and that's the Philadelphia Eagles. For the Falcons and their young head coach, this season has been a remarkable climb.
My pregame routine is get to the stadium about 9 and then run for about an hour, hour and a half. I've been doing it for 19 years. It's just my routine, and I can't see myself not doing it. I have to do it. Otherwise, I think I'd be too nervous for the game. It's my way of getting rid of the jitters.
Jim Mora is in his first season as head coach of the Atlanta Falcons. In 2003, the Falcons were 5-11, and over the last 20 years, the franchise has had just 4 winning seasons. This year, however, the 43-year-old coach has instilled a new energy into this team. The once lowly Falcons have risen fast, and behind Mora, they have made a surprising climb toward the top of the NFL. Usually by December, the Falcons' playoff hopes are on the endangered list. But this year, they are a feared predator in the postseason hunt. The Falcons have regained the confident swagger of a winner. Much of their success is due to the youthful spirit of their new head coach.
How you doing?
Doing good.
I like this.
Good.
That's cool.
Yeah, it is nice. I hadn't seen that one myself either. That's pretty good.
While Jim Mora seems in tune with his players, Jim Haslett has had a hard time figuring out his Saints, a talented team whose inconsistent play has them fighting for playoff survival.
I don't know about you guys. All right, man. Bottom line is, we're 4-6. Okay. All right. We talked about we wanted to get to the postseason. It's still within our reach, but damn, we got to go out there and take that. It's starting right here, right now, in this field today. I don't need any more motivation than that. I don't know about you. Whatever you got to do, dig within yourself, find it within your heart, step it up, let's make plays, let's go home with a victory. Everybody on this team got a key. That's right. Lock this damn stone, baby. Close them in tight and don't let them out, baby. Cut it loose on 3. 1, 2, 3, cut it loose.
The Falcons have long searched for a winning identity. In Week 12, they looked to continue their unexpected rise.
We don't got respect now, but we gonna have respect after this game.
Let's make it happen. Don't blow this opportunity. Offense, defense, special all day, every snap. Think of ways to punish him. Think of get creative and punish him. him every snap. Punish him on 3. 1, 2, 3, punish him.
Stronger right, stronger right. 2 jet, I'll go special cat. Z search.
No team in the league starts games slower than the Saints. The Falcons' defense was facing a New Orleans offense that has scored just 10 first-quarter points all season, and no first-quarter points on the road.
Down goes Aaron Brooks.
Ain't that 6 consecutive games for the Saints where they've gone 3 and out on their opening drive.
They failed to score in the first quarter in 9 of 10 games. They have not scored a point on an opening drive this season.
56 and 51 came. 56 looped around.
I got that.
51 came.
How was it declared?
Cross dog. He went to 56. I had 51.
I couldn't tell you who got back there. So many people got back there.
Yeah, the Martins fighting.
Now listen to me. On the first play on red, we set the front right because he walked the tight end, correct?
Yeah.
That's fine. So
now you got the 3 and the 7.
Now the 3's got an out step because it's got treated as a strong because it was red.
Yeah.
The Saints' first punt looked like it would add to New Orleans' first-quarter problems.
Here's Rossum at the near side at the 46. Cuts back midfield. Here's Allen Rossum with a block. 30, 25, hops a man, 15, waits on help, 10, brought down at the 7.
But there is a flag down back at the 47-yard line.
Allen Rossum's return was called back due to an illegal block. Instead of starting inside the Saints' 10, the Falcons began the drive at their own 43.
So Michael Vick and the Atlanta offense against the defense in the NFL that's dead last in total, dead last running, dead last passing, and second to dead last in scoring.
The Saints defense knew it had to contain quarterback Michael Vick. Midway through the first quarter, however, Vick and the Falcons moved the ball methodically through the Saints and converted a key 4th down at midfield.
4th and 1 as the Falcons gamble.
Here's Vick giving to Duckett. First down inside the 45. To the Saint 43-yard line. It's a gain of 5 for the sledgehammer. T.J. Duckett just blasting right up the gut.
The Falcons mixed runs and passes and got little resistance from the NFL's lowest-rated defense. Number 83, Algie Crumpler, has emerged into one of the league's premier tight ends. But the Falcons' biggest threat continues to be their multi-talented quarterback.
Vick on a straight drop, steps up in the pocket. He'll tuck it away. 15, 10, 5, diving, touchdown Atlanta. 16 yards.
So often we see Michael Vick in his dazzling moves. This time it's the Michael Vick strength, the leg strength. He runs through 2 would-be rushers at the line of scrimmage and then dives into the end zone for the touchdown.
And week in and week out, he's worth the ticket price.
And for the 11th straight game, the Saints have not scored first. They have been outscored 84-10 thus far in first quarters this season, 81-0 in the past 8 games.
Fourth down conversion right there. Time to get off the leash.
Come on now, let's eat. Let's eat, big fella.
Wild dogs, baby, wild dogs. Let's go show them why we're here, PK, because of D, baby. That's right, baby. Because of you. You. Run, 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 run. There we go, and hunting.
The Falcons were hunting a Saints offense that continuously shot itself in the foot. New Orleans was penalized for false starts 3 times in the first quarter.
You know, I mean, Jim Haslett used to get over there on the sidelines and rant and rave in these positions. But, I mean, what does he do right now? I mean, your team comes out there and they make stupid mistakes week in and week out. My goodness, I mean, we couldn't be any dumber than we are.
Jim Haslett's offense was off to another bad start. New Orleans punted for the 2nd time in the quarter and backed the Falcons up at their own 9-yard line.
Keep him down there.
Let's go, D.
Regular. Look at a regular.
The Saints still needed to find a way to slow down the Falcons' dangerous quarterback.
Hey, watch the boo! Watch the boo!
The Falcons are #1 in the NFL in rushing, and Vic leads the league with an average of 7.2 yards per carry. Through the first quarter, Vic's legs and arm were too much for the Saints defense.
Vic wanted to throw again. Now the go route. White got banged around. Vic's got to improvise. Comes back here to the far side. Now he's going to throw the deep ball. Stanley Pritchett's there. It is caught. There's a marker down. Is it going to be a touchdown?
The catch was made by Stanley Pritchett. How the heck does a fullback get 5 yards deep in the end zone, some 55 yards downfield? But there is also a flag in the end zone.
I think we're going to get pass interference on Atlanta.
Pass interference was called against number 81 Peerless Price for pushing the Saints' Fakir Brown.
I didn't see where there was really that much contact to warrant that being an offensive pass interference call.
This is the worst crew in the history of football.
Hey, is the clock going to run?
Last time I played him, I turned him 13 calls, I turned him 20, 13 I had right. I mean, they're awful. God awful.
I have never liked
This guy, he's the piss.
He is not worth it.
He ought to be in high school.
Though the touchdown was nullified, the Falcons continued the drive into the second quarter. Warwick Dunn's 24-yard run and Vic's 25-yard pass put Atlanta in position to complete a 91-yard drive.
It delivers deep, wide open down to the 2-yard line. A rolling grab made by Peerless Price, who's touchdown at the 1. He was wide open and a better thrown ball. He walks into the end zone. That's a 25-yard gain. They were in base.
Green left slot, box 3 pitch, Y auto. Check it down if you don't like it. Green left slot, box 3 pitch, Y auto.
First and goal at the 1-yard line.
Vic looks, throws out in the flat. Pritchett there. He caught it. Rolled into the end zone. Touchdown, Stanley Pritchett. Men in black are having some success here today.
Nice job, Stanley. Great job. Nice drive, baby. Let's keep it going. Pedal to the metal. Pedal to the metal. Woo! That was one of those that you're just like going, ah!
Stanley Pritchett's touchdown came 6 plays after his other scoring catch had been wiped out by a penalty.
Oh, that was a bad call. We got it, we got it then.
Got it back. It's 14-0.
You still got
Hey, keep pointing, man. Keep pointing on.
I was like, oh my God. Uncle Stan had messed around here and brought the A game today. Hey, and then
I got a little bird.
and then you was gassed.
Yeah.
You was like this. Oh no.
I was like, hey, what you
Yeah,
do?
that ref done took away 2 touchdowns today.
Oh, yeah? I'm good.
He caught a pass interference on yours. Then he caught that pump back for Rossi. That's 2 touchdowns right there. It's 21-0. But you know, we gonna get it back because they can't stop it.
Can't stop.
Through little over a quarter, the Falcons had been unstoppable. Their potent offense was having its way with the league's worst defense, and it seemed nothing could keep the Falcons from flying to an easy victory. With the second-best record in the NFC and a commanding 4-game division lead, the Falcons are on the fast track to the playoffs. Ahead 14-0 early in the second quarter, Atlanta had the Saints looking for answers from an offense that had been questionable all season.
Right now is not the time just to start dropping back and launching bombs down the field. I mean, let's do something to kind of get your offense in a rhythm.
Let me design the shots for Dante, okay? Take the deep cross to him, all right? Stay in the offense.
All right.
Stallworth goes in motion. They'll pitch it to him on the sweep left. Stallworth turns it upfield and he's free. He's beyond the 50. He's into Falcon territory. Pushed out of bounds down around the 42-yard line of Atlanta.
While receiver Dante Stallworth gave the Saints their longest run of the afternoon, the star of the running game is still number 26, Deuce McAllister.
Running it right is McAllister behind a block. He's got it inside the 35 to 30. Pushed out of bounds. Well, that's more like the old Deuce McAllister. Makes a world of difference when you've got some running room.
As John Carney warmed up on the sideline, the Saints offense went cold on the field. New Orleans had only converted 1 third down, and like most of their drives this season, the effort ended short of the goal line.
Peels out and rolls to his left. Being chased, he throws on the run, incomplete. So on comes John Carney as this Saints drive stalls. Bauman puts it down. Carney puts it up. Has the distance and has the direction. The Saints are on the scoreboard on a 48-yard John Carney field goal. So the Saints have a heartbeat at least.
Are you able to get around on the truck? It looked clean. I thought he was coming out of there clean. Good job on the fake 96 stretch. Good job on the auto.
The heart of the Saints offense was looking for its rhythm, and a forced 3-and-out by the New Orleans defense put Brooks and company back on the field.
Here's Brooks on play action, going to throw down the middle of the field. Joe Horn with the reception.
Back-to-back passes to Joe Horn took the Saints down to the Falcons' 23-yard line. If they could find the end zone, Atlanta's lead would be cut to 4. Despite the short field, the Saints again came up short against the Falcons defense.
Here's Brooks, pump fake, shoots back across the middle looking for Conwell, and he got smacked pretty good. Brooking in there to lower the boom on Ernie Conwell.
For the second straight drive, the Saints were denied the end zone. Playing from behind, New Orleans needed touchdowns. Field goals could only do so much.
They're ended up with field goals on 2 drives here instead of touchdowns. And against this offense they're facing today, that's not going to get it done.
It's number 4. Number 2.
Play action to Warwick. Blitz coming. Vic throws, loops it out here for Crumpler. Caught, 40, 45, taken out of bounds at the Falcon bench area.
Algie released. Nobody bumps him, Dave, which is surprising. He runs through all his zones, untouched, up and out, Dave. Beautiful throw by Mike. You got to do something on Algie. He's the best tight end in the game.
Crumpler leads the team in receptions and yards. Number 83 and number 28, Warwick Dunn, led the Falcons deep into New Orleans territory late in the half.
Nice screen done. Good block out front. Warwick looking for the sideline, gets out of bounds at the Saints 20. 15-yard play.
Ranked last in total defense, the Saints could not afford to give up a third first-half touchdown. And cornerback Mike McKenzie made sure the long ball was not an option.
Guns it downfield. McKenzie on the coverage of Price, and it is incomplete down around the 5-yard line.
The Saints had rallied to keep Atlanta out of the end zone on 3 straight drives. The Falcons settled for a shot at 3.
So on will come Jay Feely for a 37-yard field goal attempt, left hash mark. Snap placement. Feely has it on its way, and he missed it. Jay Feely pushes it wide right.
Come on, Jay. Defense.
With the missed field goal, the Saints breathed a sigh of relief. What they needed was a second wind.
Yeah. I know you got a lot on your plate right now. That's why I'm just trying to alert you guys ahead of time.
We ain't gonna trip on. You just go 100 miles per hour and we gonna be there.
Bring it like that. I'm telling you, this game is gonna come back to you. Keep bringing it. Let's go. Let's go. Communicate.
How about the 10 trap against the 3-3 out?
Yeah, we can't get the quarterbacks to go the right way on 10s and 11s, so until we get him straight.
Which way to go next? Okay.
in a shotgun. Snap to him. He'll set, throw down the field. That's picked. Allen Rossum. Aaron Brooks' interception is his 9th of the year. It's the first turnover of the ball game. Dave, I'm shocked. Second interception of the year for Rossum gives the Falcons the ball now.
The Saints could have had a late first-half turnaround. What they got was a turnover and another missed opportunity for a mistake-prone team.
Jim Haslett has just got to have an ulcer the size of Texas on some of this stuff.
Could the Falcons capitalize and end the half with a double-digit lead? They had 28 seconds to find out.
Green right, zoom, F right, take 15, read, keep right. Green right, zoom, F right, take 15, read, keep right. Take 15, read, keep right.
You want to call a timeout on third down?
That's what I'm thinking.
A shotgun, snap to him. Saints bring 4. Vic steps up, hit, deflected toward Finner, and it'll be caught at the 22, and a timeout asked for by Atlanta.
In the previous 2 games, Vic had more carries than completions. On this drive, he needed both.
Vic in a shotgun with 4 receivers, and Dunn flanked to his left. Snap to Michael. He'll set, being pressured. Scrambles away to the right side. Now he'll look and run down the far side and get out of bounds with 3 seconds left at the New Orleans 13-yard line.
Atlanta's leading rusher made a risky scramble that gave Jay Feely a second field goal try.
That's like that old deal. Don't shoot, don't shoot. Oh, nice shot. I thought you was gonna break outside too.
31-yard attempt now by Feely. Snap, spot, try is away, and it's good.
You know what I'm saying? They're trying to tell me to go wide side. Who told you that? That's what
Despite a few glitches in their new offense, Atlanta was coasting toward their 9th win. The Falcons were 7-0 when leading at halftime, and Jim Haslett's Saints would need to regroup and rebound to avoid their 7th loss.
They're chipping up on the safeties every time. They're trying to get our safeties blocked now. The 2s have got to squeeze down. We got to go get them here. Here we go now. All right, here we go. All right. Corner right's a call. Make sure we stay on side. Meet at the ball. Make some noise when you get there. Here we go now. Knock that up there. 1, 2, 3. Knock out. Here we go. Let's go, boys. All right, Jay.
While Atlanta was looking for haymakers, the Saints were content to jab and counterpunch their way downfield.
Sweeping left, McAllister turning it up. 40. He's to the 45 of the Saints. Stopped just short of midfield.
Well, that's the first time Deuce McAllister looked like the guy last year that rushed for 173 yards against this defense. They finally got him a crease where he could get downhill. Real good block against Coleman. Got him in the secondary.
Atlanta's defense stiffened, sacking Aaron Brooks twice. But the aggressiveness that appeared to stall the drive wound up prolonging it.
Now a late flag comes in. Brady Smith sacked him, but it appeared to be Brady Smith who was offsides as well.
Atlanta had given New Orleans a second chance, and the Saints moved deeper into Falcons territory.
Here's McAllister sweeping left with a blocker in front of him. He'll get down to around the 21-yard line. On 3rd and 5, Brooks motions to his right, hands it off to McAllister, who starts, stops, starts again, and dives inside the 20, down to around the 19-yard line.
Times they've gotten the ball down there. To give the Falcons defense credit, they've kept the Saints out of the end zone, forced them in to now their 3rd field goal.
With Bauman to hold, this will be a 37-yard attempt.
Snap, spot, try is blocked. And it will hit and roll toward the end zone. And Atlanta thwarts the Saints. Ed Jasper got in there to block it.
What happened on that field goal?
He just came blocked it inside, took the inside, they said.
Another look shows that Ed Jasper fought off a double team to get penetration and put his hands on a low Carney kick.
At OP now, you got to go like hell. That's a tough block. You got to get your hips open. You got to go. You got to lead.
21, just bumping and letting them wide open on the sideline. 24, stand back. You feel me? So whenever you in the funk, boom, that's on in the cover two. Jerome already knows.
You run, just go shoot your gun. Run right through the gap. Hey, Randall, slot adjustment. They mean to cut back a diamond. Yeah. You just run through the B gap. You run right through the A gap. One back center. And he'll make the play. All right? Remember, slot adjust puts in the bubbles. Yeah. All right?
Atlanta has scored just 14 third-quarter points this season. Once again, their offense struggled after the half.
Here's Vick handing to Duckett. Oh, the Saints played that well. They just followed 45 to the football, didn't they?
The Saints stiffen defensively and force a 3-and-out for the Falcons.
Missed opportunities. They had plagued the Saints all day. They had plagued the Saints all season. To get back in the game and back in the playoff hunt, New Orleans would need to make the most of this drive.
A leaping reception at the 39, turns upfield and we dropped short of midfield. From the 44, Brooks out of the shotgun, calls for the football. Has time, can't find anybody. Rolls to his right, motions his receivers to come back to him. Receiver is down there, and that's Pathan.
Aaron Brooks is making some good decisions, buying time out to the right and not panicking, making that play.
McAllister carrying tacklers with him, still churning those legs all the way down to the 7-yard line.
Pretty impressive run right there on the part of Deuce McAllister.
The Saints trying to punch it in the end zone. Is 2nd and goal.
Come on!
McAllister, left side, looking for daylight. Fights his way to the goal line, thrown backward, no signal from the official. Apparently, he did not break the plane, though he looked to be inside the 1-yard line.
That's a touchdown, man. Come on, man.
This is the 9th play of the drive that has carried the Saints 79 yards thus far.
Again, New Orleans was close. This time, they wouldn't come away empty.
Brooks on the sneak, and Aaron Brooks, no signal as yet. Has scored a touchdown. Now the belated signal, and the Saints are in the end zone.
Let's go.
Go. Going for 2. Got zoom bundle right. Scat 22. U drive Z pivot X fly.
Brooks's pass to Joe Horn cut the lead to 3.
Muscle the Falcons up on that drive, Wes. That was straight mano-mano. Let's see who's tougher, and they got the better of the Falcons on that drive.
Job. That's a hell of a job right there. That's a hell of a job right there. That's a good job.
Gee, that's the reason he came off there. It's a good job on that stretch play. Backer ran underneath.
The Falcons were in trouble and looked to their special teams for something big.
Here's Rossum, fakes the throw, shoots the gap, 25, 30, and tripped up at the 31-yard line. Looked like he was going to throw the ball to D'Angelo Hall. Slowed the Saints down just enough.
Nothing was working for Atlanta, and it was about to get worse.
Vick dropping, looking, setting up the screen, intercepted by Charles Grant. Grant downfield to the 30-yard line before Warwick Dunn hauls him down. Charles Grant, the Georgia Bulldog, with an interception and a 10-yard return.
Michael Vick is setting up the screen, and he never really looks at Warwick Dunn out there. He just threw it right back into the waiting arms of Charles Grant.
Good job. He got me so many times on that screen, I knew he was going to throw.
Boy, New Orleans has had the ball a ton in quarter 3.
Big-time defenses put out fires. Atlanta had to cool down the Saints' offense before their lead went up in flames.
Stecker back there as well. They'll run an inside handoff to him, and Aaron Stecker dancing his way. Brooks play action with a lot of time. Going to throw it short to McAllister. Dances inside the 20, down to around the 18-yard line.
They're just wearing us down physically now.
Man, it ain't home unless they see it and call it.
As the third quarter became the fourth, the Saints kept moving. New Orleans was nearing its first lead of the day. But this season, nothing has been easy for the Saints.
Trying to take advantage of the interception by Charles Grant at the Atlanta 30. 3rd and 1. Pitch it to McAllister, sweeping left. McAllister trying to fight his way for the first down. He's going to be close, but problematical.
It was problematical. Down by 3, New Orleans could play it safe and settle for the tie, or go for the lead and let momentum run its course. With a 4-6 team in dire need of a spark, Jim Haslett had nothing to lose.
East end zone gets on its feet.
Well, Hazlett's not sending out his field goal team. He's keeping his offense in the huddle. To be honest with you, I like this call.
McAllister, the setback. Brooks is going to sneak. Saints have a first down, and it will be 1st and goal, New Orleans.
Brooks had gained the foot he needed, but the lead was still 8 yards away.
Brooks drops, pumps, looks, throws into the end zone, and it is caught by Joe Horn on a bullet. Joe Horn continues to be a huge thorn in the Falcons' side.
Another look shows Horn lined up in the slot. After going in motion, he allowed tight end Ernie Conwell to clear out defenders and found the crease in the Falcons zone. It had taken just over a quarter for the Saints to turn the game upside down. New Orleans had the lead. Atlanta was reeling. But there was still time for another reversal of fortune.
Michael Vick would not get right here in this quarter. Shut his ass down.
Falcon offense is in neutral here in the second half.
Been a tale of 2 halves today. The Falcons dominating the first half, the Saints the second.
Ugly, unimaginative, and unproductive. The Falcons' second half offense seemed powerless.
And the give is T.J. Duckett. Oh, and the New Orleans defense rising to the occasion. A yard loss.
Unable to use their big back as a bludgeon, the Falcons tried finesse with similar results.
That's 3 and out for the Atlanta offense. Second time in 3 possessions here in the second half.
The Saints' defensive stop gave them the ball and a chance to build on their momentum. But instead of opening things up, conservative calls put New Orleans in a 3rd and long.
3rd and 7. Brooks sets. Oh, here comes the house. Fumbled the ball. It's loose. Finally recovered by Jamar Nesbitt.
Had to figure they got tired of watching Brooks sit back there and make plays.
8 minutes remained. The time to make plays was at hand. Subtlety and subterfuge were abandoned in favor of muscle and might.
Sledge hammer. He is as nimble as a big guy as you'll ever see. But what TJ's learned to do is run between the tackles with power.
T.J. Duckett is the Falcons' biggest back, but their biggest weapon is the slight but scintillating Michael Vick.
You're going to have to ride number 7. He's the number 4 rated passer in the fourth quarter. He's going to have to make the plays today.
Third down and a full 9 for Atlanta at the 46. Vick in a shotgun with Crumpler on the left. Snap to Vick. Here comes the Saints perimeter pressure. Michael will tuck it away. He'll have the first down running inside the New Orleans 45 to the 41. Goes Michael Vick.
This is when he's at his most dangerous.
The Saints got to be rethinking this. This time they play zone, and there's an alley for Vick to step in and make a play. Whenever they've come with pressure, they've limited Vick's opportunities to run.
Vick is also learning how to beat teams with his arm.
Here's Vick out in the flat. This is Peerless Price. A stiff arm on McKenzie. Kept his balance. He's got the first down.
Well, you know, Mike McKenzie, he has an injured knee. He didn't play last week, so got to attack this guy.
Knowing who to attack is important, but having a genuine weapon to attack with is invaluable.
Straight back with time, steps up, wants to run again, takes off to the near sideline. Bockwald chases him down and drags him out of bounds, just short of the 5-yard line. That's the thing you cannot do, and that's a count from Michael Vick. His feet giving the Falcons another first down and continuing the drive.
Less than 20 feet separated Atlanta from the lead.
Dunn, Warwick Dunn hit in the backfield and may have had the football taken from him.
I think the Falcon coaching staff having a look.
I don't know about that.
What do you think? What do you think? At this point, you got to challenge it. What? He took it when you had a challenge.
The ball never really ever hits the ground.
He just takes it from him. Right.
Allen just jerks the ball out of his hand.
Yeah, it was legal.
They got it. They got a hand in there.
A huge break for the Saints.
Just over 3 minutes remain. The Saints had the ball, and every reason to believe an imminent victory.
And now, I mean, it's absolutely critical that the Saints pick up a couple of first downs right here, because you know Atlanta's going to start burning their timeouts.
The script was predictable. Too predictable. Deuce McAllister was buried. Jim Mora made his bones as a defensive coach, and he wasn't about to let the Saints escape the shadow of their own goal line.
Handoff McAllister again right side, and this time he's beyond the 10, up around the 11-yard line against this swarming Falcon defense.
And there is another timeout asked for by Atlanta.
Just over 2 minutes to play. If the Falcons wanted to win, they had to get the ball
The
back.
Saints on 3rd and 5. I think everybody here expects the Saints to throw the ball in Joe Horn's direction. Brooks in the shotgun, calls for the ball. Into the end zone, dumps it off to McAllister. McAllister in trouble, will only get up to around the 11-yard line.
Atlanta's defense forced a punt. They had done their job. The question was now, could the Saints defense match their effort?
We're shutting it down right now. Let's crack it out. Right now.
3 and out, baby.
Right now.
3 and out. Rise up right now.
This is what we go to training camp for. Let's do this, man. Let's do this party tonight, man.
1:56 to play, 21-17 New Orleans. Potentially Atlanta's last gasp. 1st and 10 starts from the Saints' 47-yard line.
The Falcons now are facing a team by nature that's aggressive, yet they want to play zone to limit the big play, but that's given Michael Vick his opportunity to run.
Down 4, touchdown to win. Field goal does you no good. Crumpler's been quiet in the second half, guys. Michael drops back to throw. He'll set in the pocket. Now shoot for Crumpler. Caught, 25. Algie down at the 20-yard line of New Orleans.
Trying to contain Michael Vick can be a frustrating and futile pursuit.
Under center now dances back. Michael looking to the left. Throws. Caught Crumpler. Touchdown Atlanta. Sensational.
The first part
6'4", 250-pounder.
A closer look reveals that Falcon wideout Brian Finneran picked Saints cornerback Jason Kraft, who was late getting downfield to cover Crumpler.
24-21, and an offense that struggled a good bit of this second half comes roaring back when the chips all go to the center of the table.
If you look at this Falcon team, the strength of your team is probably your defense, and that's who's on the field right now to try to hold down the victory.
1st and 10 from his 17 for Brooks, who stands in the shotgun. Can't find anybody. Rolling to his right, taking off with the ball, running to the sideline. Won't get there as he crosses the 15-yard line. Saints trying to hurry things up and huddle up quickly. Instead, we'll call a timeout with 1:01 to play.
In the NFL, victory belongs to those bold enough to take it.
61 seconds left to go at the Big Dome in Atlanta.
Brooks once more as the Falcons rush 4. He throws it to Stallworth. Saints first down. Clock is still running, showing less than 50 seconds to play.
The Saints had time, but they looked out of sync. Worse, they seemed timid and tentative, refusing to take any shots downfield.
2nd and 10, 25 seconds left to play. Atlanta leads New Orleans 24-21.
Brooks can't find anybody, dumps it out on the right flat to McAllister. That's only going to get him a yard or so. Well, they've got to get something big here because they have 1 timeout remaining. So they've got to get a strike downfield that puts John Carney in a position to kick a field goal to tie things up.
The dinks and dunks had netted a paltry few yards while consuming precious time. Only 9 seconds remained in the game. Now out of options, the Saints had no choice but to throw up a prayer.
Throw the deep ball. Black shirts are down there, and it is intercepted by D'Angelo Hall. And the final play of the game is Hall's interception.
You can say all you want to about him not being able to score, not being able to put an opponent away, but when the game's on the line, they beat the team that's in front of them, and they've done it 9 times this year.
Atlanta goes to 9-2, 5 up with 5 to play.
The Falcons don't get a lot of national attention and perhaps not enough respect, but they know how to win. And in the end, winning is the only thing that matters.
In this NFL era of parity, there seems to be disparity in the NFC. 2 teams stand far above the rest. The Eagles are 10-1 and have already won the NFC East, and the Falcons are 9-2. There are no other teams in the NFC with more than 7 victories. But the best team doesn't play its best football to reach this point in the season. The best team plays its best football from this point on. No one was talking about the Patriots on Thanksgiving weekend of 2001. They were in 3rd place in the AFC East, but their best football was ahead of them. They won 9 in a row and went on to win their first Super Bowl. As Bum Phillips used to tell his team this time of year, we're going to put our plow in some hard ground. The team that plays the best football from this point on will be the champion.
There's a bottom line in this league. There's one thing that matters. One, what is it? Thank you. One thing, that's all that matters. Nothing else matters is did you win or did you lose? And we won. And we put them away in the 4th quarter.